Yo, what is going on, everybody? We're back again for another YouTube video. This video will be reacting to Film Theory I Solved the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I know I'm kind of late with this video. I just seen it on my feed and I was like, you know what? Let me actually watch this. Let's actually watch this video with you guys. I know I uploaded a video not that long ago that did very well. It was like a hoax thingy, but the guy that does this, I always forget his name. But like I watch him for the Fivenightsatfreddys movies, but this guy's actually pretty dope. The Film Theory guy. Yeah, he's actually dope. So fuck it, let's get right into it. Let's get it.
Portion of today's video. It's been so many years. Long have I waited. Finally, it's my turn.
To really think about that the whole Fivenightsatfreddys thing's been going on since 2014 is crazy.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show that always knew that this day was coming. It's been over 8 years, but finally the Five Nights at Freddy's live-action feature film is set to hit the silver screen in a little over a month. And you know what that means. It means that nowhere is safe anymore from Fnaf theories. Don't believe me? There's a Fnaf cookbook releasing in October. A Fnaf cookbook.
Bro, what? It's crazy how popular this game is, man. Like, it's crazy. I'm not complaining, but damn.
Coming for you next, Food Theory. And all we need is a Fnaf fashion line that's infected all of us. Oh, my sweet stars, what have I done? But for as satisfying as it is for Film Theory to take another toy out of the toy box at Game Theory and claim it as our own, see also Sonic, Mario, and Last of Us in this year alone, in all seriousness, we are way overdue for a theory breaking down our predictions for this movie. And believe me, there is plenty to talk about. If you're on YouTube and you somehow missed the phenomenon that is Five Nights at Freddy's, how? Like, genuinely, how? I need to know your secrets. This series exploded about a decade ago, with every Let's Player on the platform screaming their heads off over the haunted animatronics hunting us down in the ruins of a
Damn, this was the Let's Play or oh my god. Bro, I forgot about wow, bro. I remember being a little ass kid, like I'm only 18, but bro, I remember being a little ass kid in elementary school watching these videos. Wow, but like that shit gives me the chills, bro. That shit gives me the chills. And I know this is like a prediction video, but one of my boys told me that he was still talking about shit besides the movie, that it's just like what he talked about the movies about. It's some shit. I don't fucking know.
Dilapidated pizzeria. But while the scare certainly got us started, it's the story that's kept us going. What's helped the series persist for as long as it has been its incredibly
this game is so like
scraps of information and
the community is so dope.
Details. Heck, 60 episodes later on Game Theory, and we are still trying to decode this thing. Really? It's only been 60? Feels like there gotta be 100.
Damn,
60. This new FNAF movie seems to be staying true to the franchise's roots, not in terms of the lore necessarily, but in terms of the cryptic storytelling. There is a ton of information packed into the few short minutes of trailer footage that we've seen so far. Enough that I believe we can predict the entire plot of this new movie, right down to the shocking twist ending that's gonna leave you devastated. Here's a hint. If you think this movie has itself a happy ending with everyone smiling and living happily ever after, then clearly you have not been paying attention. So today, Film Theory does what Game Theory's never been able to do: solve this franchise. And we're gonna do it before the movie even releases. Keep your eyes on your monitors, loyal theorists. We're going in. So I think a good place to start with our prediction here is sort of laying out what we think the movie's trying to do with FNAF as a franchise. Just from watching these trailers, I think it's clear that this movie does not take place in the universe of the games. Why? This thing. I have played, watched, and read every last scrap of information this franchise has put out, and this is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Clearly, it's a murder weapon, and clearly it was made by the franchise's big bad, but why, what, and how is still a complete mystery. My best guess, and again, this one's a guess, is that it's a remnant extractor, a way to ensure murder victims have the most traumatic, awful death possible, so the agony they experience can be harvested to help create creatures with eternal life. If none of that meant anything to you, strap in, El Chippo. You're in for a crash course. By the end of this thing, you're going to be talking about Fazgoo with the confidence of a pro. Looking at the trailers and IMDb, we know that this is going to be the story of Mike Schmidt, the security guard from FNAF 1, but things are different this time around. Well, this certainly appears to take place in the 1990s like the original FNAF game, considering everyone's using old school wired telephones, there are no modern cars monitors and all the monitors are old CRTs, they're also bringing in characters who clearly reference later parts of the franchise. Specifically Vanessa from Security Breach, a blonde security guard in the game who here appears as a blonde
That's where I knew when I was watching this movie that like something was off.
police officer.
Like that
From a
name.
meta perspective is that the movie's taken a bunch of stories from the game franchise and simplifying them for a general film audience while trying to keep the most iconic aspects of the games intact. Plus, they're going to be combining ideas and characters from different eras of the franchise to get as many recognizable aspects of Fnaf into one film as possible. That's why we see the story from the original Fnaf interacting with someone new from Security Breach, and then you have a girl named Abby mixed in there whose name is literally an anagram of baby, all fighting against an unbroken version of Springtrap. That right there, that is the filmmakers trying to bridge the gap between the different eras.
That's
of Fnaf,
crazy.
bring in as many fans as they can. The OGs from 2014,
That's
the new
insane.
fans from Security Breach, and also your average Joes who can't tell a Fred Bear from a Ned Bear, let alone a glam rock from a rock star. Oh, you have so much to learn. So all in all, think of this movie as something that's gonna wipe the slate clean and start fresh, referencing moments and key characters from the games and books, but not being
I have to read those books.
because, you know, that's not a confusing route to go at all. That said, let's just hope they don't stray too far from the games. Case in point, this detail right here. During a spoopy, scary moment in the trailer, Nebraska is spelled out very clearly on a poster in very large, very bold letters right next to the main character's head. This was an intentional decision definitely put into the trailers to keep us talking. This means something.
There's nothing more powerful than you, making your thing happen, doing business on your terms.
Now, the general consensus is that the FNAF games normally take place in Utah. Multiple spin-off book series have made that detail quite clear. Could it be then that they've moved the setting to Nebraska for some reason? Maybe, but I don't think so. It'd be weird to just have a state poster of the state that you're currently in right above your security desk.
I don't think they...
My guess is that this poster was put here intentionally by Mike. It's important to him for some reason. My best guess is that it's hashtag goals, an aspirational place to go to help him get out of his current situation.
What are these edits? W edits.
Looks to me like Mike and his family have fallen on some hard times. First off, we don't see his parents in these trailers at all. Though Mike's father has been cast, I'm gonna guess that he's only here for a flashback scene, considering he doesn't look too much older than Mike's actor Josh Hutcherson. Additionally, we see that Mike and his little sister Abby are living in a small house with an average car, and Mike is looking for any job that he can get.
I was just calling to see if that job that you offered was still available. I will take anything.
We later see Mike bring in Abby along with him while he's working, implying that this is probably their only option. They can't afford a babysitter, and if there were parents at home to take care of Abby, why would he be bringing her to his night shift job? So Nebraska might be a symbolic place of freedom for Mike, a place to escape and finally be free. More or less, though, I believe that the setup for the backstory of the FNAF movie is gonna align with that of the first game. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria was a popular arcade and food chain represented by its 4 iconic mascots:
Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy.
However, they're not
And
the only
Freddy.
ones here. Seems that some of the children encountered another animatronic, a large yellow bunny rabbit that's separate from the other 4, as we see in a drawing here on the wall from this shot. This was a costume used by the owner of the establishment, William Afton, an outfit that he would use to get closer to the kids, which honestly is creepier in a movie than it was in the games. You know, just your typical yellow bunny friend holding hands with 5 kids, which, when you're talking in horror movie speak, is code for he killed those kids, stuffed them into suits, and eventually turned them into haunted robots. Also,
I wonder
just to
why
call it
Freddy
out,
ended up
I
being
originally
like
thought
the
that
big
there was
dog.
gonna be something hidden in this wall of drawings beyond just the obvious. I mean, it is the perfect spot to sneak in little bits of hidden lore, but the more that we've seen of the wall in other trailers, there doesn't actually seem to be that much of anything here, sadly, and honestly surprisingly considering the franchise we're talking about. Speaking of Yellow Bunnyman, the trailers seem determined to convince us that the person we expected to play the franchise's big bad isn't actually playing the villain. Despite rumors that he would be playing our resident Urple murder man William Afton, in the trailers Lillard's character is clearly labeled as Steve Raglan, career counselor. But here's the rub. If there's one thing we've learned here on Film Theory over the past decade, it's that trailers can be manipulated to create mystery or confuse timelines. See also
He was right.
and Infinity War.
He was
Those
right.
being 2 key examples. And here, I think we're being presented with the exact same sort of misdirect. In fact, I'm almost 100% confident that I can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. First, Matthew Lillard confirmed that he signed a 3-picture deal to star in more than one FNAF movie. And unless Steve Raglan's a new character that Blumhouse is just really hype about, I expect that deal was to play Afton. However, far more convincingly, we have this scene from the trailer where a young boy is seen getting kidnapped in the middle of the woods. Based on the film's official website, the synopsis reads that Mike is still, quote, haunted by the unsolved disappearance of his younger brother more than a decade before. And we know, based on casting, that the brother's name is Garrett. Now, the actor playing this kid Garrett...
Damn,
named
dude,
Lucas
this
Grant.
research
Hopping over to
crazy.
Instagram, Grant commented on a post by Matthew Lillard saying that it was great to work with him and that he's much nicer than his character. Now tell me, why would a young actor playing a kidnapped boy have any reason to interact interact with the career counselor. He wouldn't. The only way they interact is if Matthew Lillard, Steve Raglan, William Afton, call him whatever you want, was kidnapping that kid. In other words, in this movie, a big final reveal will be that Matthew Lillard kidnapped Mike's brother. This would actually parallel some key moments.
But then, what animatronic is he though? Like, gotta hit up film theory with that one.
From the original novel, where William Afton acts under a pseudonym, Dave Miller, and has the perfectly normal mundane job of security guard for an old abandoned mall, a job that allows him to supervise the comings and goings around Freddys. That way, when kids start poking around, he's able to hop into the suit, get it, hop, because he's a rabbit, hop into the suit and try to scare him away, just like we see him doing here. And lastly, in the novels, he also kidnaps a kid prior to becoming a crazed serial killer. Honestly, a lot of the details here line up. Now, before we start jumping from video to keep tabs on Freddy and the gang with more plot predictions, let's take a moment to thank a service that I bet Mike wishes he had. Our sponsor for this portion of today's video, Google Meet. Gotta be honest with you guys. As well, talking about video calling the pizzeria to make sure that the bear and the fox stay put. As someone who wants to keep in touch with my parents, and as a dad who wants my son to have a close relationship with his grandparents, Google Meet down. Judging from both the kids drawing on the wall and this shot from the trailer, looks like Afton killed 5 children, as we'd expect from the lore of the first game. Our favorite bunny-themed serial killer hid the bodies of the kids inside the animatronic suits, and in so doing trapped their souls inside the robots forever. And we know that they're sticking with that specific part of the lore based on the jump scare here. It is so good every time I see it. Children's hands popping out of animatronic mouths. Not only is it
Fuck that, I wanna see fucking Freddy like this.
Hid the bodies inside there. But now recently, people have been poking around the old abandoned pizzeria. As we see in the most recent trailer, some small-time criminals break in, intent on robbing the place and trashing it up for fun. I believe that that sequence is probably going to be the beginning of the film. These characters breaking in before they're met with a terrible fate. The possessed animatronics come to life and kill them as they're mid-crime, not only showing the audience early on that these things are terrifying,
I ain't gonna lie.
I
ain't gonna lie, that cupcake was a menace, bro.
Problem for Afton, who now risks having more people poking around his old murder den. Hoping to prevent future break-ins and deeply uncomfortable questions about his past, Afton decides to hire a security guard to keep an eye on the place during the night. His first option doesn't exactly work out all that well, but not to be deterred, our plucky mass murderer tries and tries again to find someone who'll keep the building safe. Enter our main character of the movie, Mike Schmidt. Mike will do anything for cash. Based on these 2 shots from the first trailer here, we know that Mike has a history of working as a security guard, but likely he got carried away in a previous role, resulting in him getting fired. Desperate for cash and with no one willing to hire him, Mike takes a job as the night shift security guard at Freddy Fazbear's, bringing his sister Abby with him. It seems like things aren't too strange starting off. Though it's certainly creepy, they explore the pizzeria without much of an issue, until of course there's a knock at the front door. Mike goes out and meets Vanessa, a police officer with a strange interest in the building. In fact, she seems to know a lot about Freddy's.
In the 80s, kids went missing. The police searched Freddy's top to bottom. They never found them. That's why the place shut down.
Looks like somebody watched our complete timeline. Soon, as creepy occurrences start happening all across the pizzeria, Mike realizes what he's gotten himself into.
There are ghost children possessing giant robots. Thanks for the heads up.
And here's where the stakes get higher. Obviously, the animatronics are going to pose a danger to both Mike and Vanessa, but their well-being isn't going to be the only thing on the line during this movie. Throughout the trailers, we see shots of Abby going off to explore the pizzeria alone and ultimately hiding from Foxy in the ball pit. Let's just hope that she doesn't time travel. In all seriousness, though, somehow Abby will befriend the animatronics, especially the leader, Golden Fredbear, a character that, you'll notice, never appears anywhere except for in shots with her. Why does she befriend them? Or rather, why do the animatronics choose to befriend
I still didn't get, like, during watching the movie, I didn't get that part. But, like, I want to know what role she plays in, like, because he tried to say, like, something with baby, like, maybe that could be baby. I don't know.
Part like them.
Yep, the animatronics want to add another member to their ranks, and
Not really, though, until he made it a big thing.
that is going to be the big driving factor for this movie. Mike and Vanessa are going to rush to try to solve the mystery of the kids' disappearance and put their spirits to rest, hopefully with plenty of time to save Abby. The scenes where we see Mike interacting with the kids outside the pizzeria, I believe that this is where Mike is trying to put the pieces together and is speaking to the spirits in something like his dreams. Of course, William Afton does not want this to happen and has to get himself physically involved, disguising himself in his old Springtrap costume and chasing Mike and Vanessa around in an attempt to silence them in the big scary action set pieces. Afton will likely capture and injure Vanessa at some point, considering that we see a yellow rabbit hand grabbing Vanessa's neck here and Mike sitting by Vanessa in the hospital looking concerned. So that's the main setup for what I see happening in the movie, but what about the big twist? There's always got to be...
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm gonna cut this video now, like, this is more of a prediction video, and I already know what he's gonna say at the end. I have a feeling the setup for part 2, like, I don't know, bro, but this is insane. Like, I get amazed every time I watch a video like this, because it's like, it's crazy how much information this guy carries, how much information he delivers to us. But I'm definitely gonna watch another video. That's probably gonna be our next video or our upcoming video. But let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys want another video like this, or if anything, like a theory video, or you just want like the whole fucking, you want all the information in one video. Let me know ASAP. Cause a lot of these, I don't really talk during these, cause I'd be locked in, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys that made it to the end. Please subscribe, comment what you guys want next, or what type of Five Nights at Freddy's videos you want, or if you want me to play Five Nights at Freddy's, let me know in the fucking comments. This shit is crazy. We're going up from here. I love every single one of you guys. Peace.